Hello, folks. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers, and I hope you're having a good day. Today is February 8th, and today I'm going to do a couple of videos. The first thing that I need to talk about is the fact that silver is at $77.55. If you look at the big board, it'll tell you it's $77.80, but it's actually $77.55. There are two things that you have to look at. The one is the moment-by-moment movement, and the other is every so many minutes it gives you a new number. The number on the big board is 77.80, but the other number, as it is moving up and down and up and down, is at 77.55. And so that's where it'll start at 6 o'clock tonight. Silver is going to continue to be low priced until the banks can no longer get any silver. Once that happens, then the price is going to go up astronomically. You're going to see it go out of sight. This is your last opportunity to purchase silver. If you know anybody who is planning to get rid of their silver, if you can, try to buy it from them, because of the fact that the more silver that the banks are able to get a hold of, the lower the prices will be. Now, I foolishly believed that by the end of January, there was going to be no more ammunition left in the banking system. But the banking system, being globalists and deep staters, are going to fight to the death. They're going to fight until there's no more fight left. And that's where we're at right now. So if you want to see the price of silver go up, make sure that there is no silver for the banks to buy. Because once they can no longer purchase the silver, then the price is going to go where we would like it to go and not where they want it to be. However, just like the banks, if you can go to the places where people are trading in their silver and buy it, well, then you'll be better off because you'll get it at a low price. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you have to do that or you should do that or anything, and this is not advice. This is just me telling you what's happening out there, and you decide what you want to do. Some of you don't have the money to buy it, and that's well and fine. But the thing of it is that that's what's going on. Pretty soon the price will be out of sight, and that will be that. The other thing that needs to be talked about is today is Super Bowl Sunday. There are two times of the year. One is Christmas time, and the other is Super Bowl, when more children are sacrificed to Moloch, to Baal, to Lucifer, than at any other time of the year. This is not a day for celebration, and you shouldn't be celebrating. You shouldn't be getting drunk and eating a lot of food and watching the football game. I haven't watched the football game in over 20 years, maybe 25, because of the fact that I do not care for things that cause that kind of trouble. I don't believe that it is right in the eyes of God that we celebrate the Super Bowl. And I also don't believe that it is right in the eyes of God that we celebrate Christmas. I hate the songs that have to do with Christmas. I've gotten to the point where they just make me feel awful. One of the things that I really hate is when those songs talk about children. That's an awful, awful thing for them to discuss, especially while they're out there sacrificing those children. It's evil. We shouldn't be celebrating at Christmas time. We should be praying at Christmas time. We shouldn't be celebrating the Super Bowl. We shouldn't celebrate Halloween or any of these other days when so many children are sacrificed to the devil. But what we should be doing is we should be in prayer, asking God to help. This year, we've had 2 weeks of extreme cold. Isn't it interesting that the last day of the extreme cold is Super Bowl Sunday? Exactly what is going on during those 2 weeks? We've gotten information that nearly 300 rogue judges have been arrested. But you can bet there's a lot of other people that are being arrested during this 2 weeks. And ICE is going to be at the Super Bowl. Why do you think they're there? Who do you think that they are going to be arresting? I think it'll be very interesting to see how many of the former players and maybe coaches, maybe owners, maybe all kinds of people who are a part of the NFL could very well be arrested. In the coming weeks, we may hear of a lot of people who were arrested because no doubt there were things going on at the Super Bowl, and they were evil things, raping and murdering of children at the top of the list. A lot of horrible things happen during these days, and they are actually dark days, but we shouldn't be celebrating because they are dark days. We should be in prayer for the people who are still captured, who are still on the list to be killed on those days. God says that, in fact, Jesus said it himself, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." This is what I believe. I believe that heaven and earth are going to come together. Jesus is going to take his people out of the way, and then it's going to happen. The people that are left on the earth won't be here once heaven and earth come together. I don't know why. Do they get killed because heaven and earth come together? Are they judged and sent into eternal damnation or some other place, who knows where? I don't know. But I do know this, that when heaven and earth come together, his kingdom will have come, and God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And people who are not willing to do God's will are not going to be here. Pure and simple, they will not be here. And because of the fact that they will not be here, the evil is going to be leaving this earth. Each of us need to pray. We need to prepare our hearts to be ready to meet Jesus when the time comes. We've all sinned and come short of the glory of God. We do it on a daily basis, but we can be forgiven. And while there is still time to be forgiven, do the best you can to get ready to meet the Lord in the air. Because while you're in the air, you're going to see heaven and earth come together. And when it comes together, it's going to be a glorious time here on earth, because it's going to be heaven and earth together. And we're going to see wonderful things happen. We're not going to see child sacrifice anymore. We're not going to see child sex trafficking anymore. We're not going to see drug running and gun running and all the different things that have been happening illegally for all of these many decades. We're no longer going to see the evil on the face of the earth. We're going to see God's will being done on the face of the earth. And those who are unwilling to do the will of the Lord are going to be gone. If you know somebody that's not serving the Lord, pray for them. But before you pray for them, make sure that you pray for yourself, that you are right with God. Because you don't want to take the little tiny speck out of your brother's eye when you've got a great big beam in your own, as Jesus said. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers, and I want you to have a good day. Good prayers are very important. If they reach the throne of God, they're good prayers. And so with that said, you have a good day.